Well, this is our first monthly roundup session. So, this is our first monthly catch-up. We've got through the first month, and I want to give you a word list. And that word list, you could go away and look up yourself what they all mean. This is what we've covered so far. And I'll put it in the comment section of our channel, which I would ask you to subscribe to and click the like. What we've covered off so far: personification, the lonely chair. We've given the chair feelings it can't possibly have. It's metal and cloth. That gets you into metaphor. So be aware of it when you hear it and you read it. Start to use it when you write. The angry sea. The stable and honourable house. How can a house be honourable? It's only people that have that kind of attribute. So give inanimate objects human feelings and attributes, and your writing starts to lift, if I may use a metaphor, because the writing stays in exactly the same place, it just rises. There's an example of metaphor, which is the second thing that we covered off. Thirdly, we looked at simile, when something is like something. He rode like the wind. That's interesting. You're comparing how he rode to the wind. So he rode like the wind. There's the use of a simile. We looked at triples. Every little helps, being an act of genius, or a right piece of writing of genius, as we talked about. Slogans tend to be given in threes. Notice it when you're out and about in the world. We then talked about explicit, implicit meaning. This is terribly important when you're interpreting a piece of writing, and also when you're listening to anybody in life or reading, etc. We can say things directly, explicitly, but that very often only contains a small part of what's truly meant. What's meant is what's implied. So what's implicit about Fred being late is that possibly he's not enthusiastic. The thing I really want to get across here is that the answer cannot be perfect, but is it reasonable? And if it's reasonable, then you've interpreted the text. Lastly, juxtaposition. We talked about a bittersweet moment. I've got a takeaway here. We're going to talk about takeaway in 1 second. Takeaways, like Chinese like this, often come with sweet and sour sauce. Sweet and sour sauce. Why is sweet and sour sauce so popular? It has real impact on the taste buds. Sweet and sour has impact when you read it. Juxtaposition gets impact. He died from friendly fire. You've achieved your impact through juxtaposition. And lastly this month we looked at a technique to make you descriptive. Painting pictures with words, because you're all artists with words. You paint a picture with words and use TDT, triple, double, triple. The happy, fair-haired birthday boy slowly and carefully crossed the wet, dangerous and hazardous road. So we've gone from the boy crossed the road, okay, some random boy crossing some road, don't really know very much. Then if you apply TDT, however you want to apply it, well, it's somehow as if you've turned the lens into proper focus and you've cleaned it so I can see so much more. The car went round the bend. The red, rusty Italian car swerved crazily and dangerously round the high, slippery mountain bend. Wow, there's a chapter in that. And we've gone from the car went round the bend to where the TDT took us. So that's the end of the first month. Thanks for sharing this with me in my garden of words and ideas. And next month we'll move on to some more takeaways. Because the last thing I'm going to ask you is in the comments section. I know what I've covered and we talked about it, but what's probably more important, and let's hear about it in the comments section please, is not what I've taught, but it's about what you've learned. So have a think, if you don't mind. If you've followed this channel so far, what have you learned? Don't be afraid, be authentic, be real and true. Tell me what you've learned and tell everyone else what you've learned. And we'll all be learning together in the second month. See you next week.